some people might say, oh yeah, it's a little woo-woo, the whole visualization, power of attraction and all that kind of stuff. But today, I want to debunk that a little bit. But I would argue that it actually has nothing to do with luck. I believe that we are surrounded by all of the possibilities that we need in our life to create the life that we want right now. So a few months ago, I was talking with my son about his basketball. He's trying to, move up on the team. And so a while ago, I told him, hey man, if you really want to, improve your shooting or you want to get better at basketball, one thing that you can try is visualization. Visualization is something that I have tried with my golf game. So I did like a month where I would visualize the perfect shot every single time, and I would do it like 10 strokes before I'd go to bed. And I did it for a month and it was incredible how much it improved my game. This was an idea that came from that show F1, where the racers would talk about visualizing their races, and they would sit and they would imagine, boom, going through the turns, brake, gas, and they would visualize the entire race, and it would make them perform better on the racetrack. So I said, hey, Caleb, why don't you try visualizing for a little bit? So he says, all right, fine. And I kind of showed him how I'm like, imagine catching the ball, squaring up to the hoop, shooting it, perfect release, nice arc, hits the back of the room, bang, every time, drops through. Just do like 20 of those a day. You don't even have to practice. Just do the visualization in your mind and see what happens. And all of a sudden, he starts making all of these shots. And the coaches are even coming up to me going like, man, what's going on with Caleb? Shot, it looks great. So he starts doing really well with his shooting. And eventually he kind of gets to the point where he stops doing the things that was helping, right? And so he stops visualizing, and all of a sudden he gets into this funk. He can't hit anything. He doesn't know what's wrong. We're trying to adjust a shot, all this stuff. And finally I was just like, hey man, have you been doing your visualizations? And he's like, no. I said, okay, why don't you try that again? So like 20 minutes before his last game, he's sitting up in his room and he's just visualizing him shooting. And he goes out that very first game and goes 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. Bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. It works. It worked with my golf game. It works with F1 racers. It's working with, a 13-year-old. This stuff works. And so some people might say, oh yeah, it's a little woo-woo, the whole visualization, power of attraction and all that kind of stuff. But today, I want to debunk that a little bit. I want to talk about, regardless of whether it's woo-woo or not, I want to talk about 3 benefits that we can gain from visualizing anything in our life. It could be visualizing our business, our relationships, money, health, fun, anything we want. We can visualize, that ideal situation, that ideal time in our lives, and hopefully create more of it simply through the visualization. You don't believe me? I get it. Just stick with me for a little bit, and I'll talk about 3 benefits that I have taken away from practicing visualization in my own life. All right, so before we jump into this, I'd like to just take a second and say, hey, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below about, maybe a story about how visualization has helped you, or maybe you totally disagree with what I'm talking about. Leave a comment down below because those help me understand what it is you're looking for, how I can continue to create content that resonates with the people that are watching this. And by hitting that subscribe button, it helps us grow so that we can get this content out to more and more people. So thank you in advance for subscribing and leaving a comment down below. I appreciate it. So let's jump right in. So what's the first advantage of visualization? When we visualize, number one, it helps us gain clarity around what it is that we want. So for example, with my golf game, I was imagining a driver every single time. Bang, bang, bang. Every shot was a driver, perfectly straight, perfect trajectory, right where I wanted it to go. Caleb was imagining his 3-point shots. The next time, he's probably going to be visualizing taking the ball to the hole, strong, right? F1 racers are specifically envisioning, driving around the track and how they're going to turn and adjust and all those kinds of things. So it makes us get specific. If we're truly going to visualize something in our future, we have to get specific. We have to get clear on what it is that we want to create. And so this forces us to ask the questions of like, okay, so what's really important? Recently I've been visualizing stuff within my business. At first, I was like, I need a few more transactions in my hopper to keep the wheels on the bus as I continue to grow the team. And immediately that day, a listing that had been sitting on the market for 6 months got an offer on it. And I got a brand new listing. Like, the first text message I read after I did my visualization was, hey, I've got a listing for you. So that was huge. But I was visualizing something very specific, more transactions in my hopper. Then today I was specifically visualizing, bringing some extra people over to the team and starting to grow that. And like, I was envisioning people being attracted to our team like a magnet. First text message I checked was an agent from one of our partners who was saying, hey, we're bringing over a team of 7 people, probably in the next week or 2. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So the first benefit of visualization is it forces us to get really clear on what it is that we really want. Because if I'm like, well, I just, maybe it's more money, right? You imagine yourself swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck or something like that, maybe. But if you can get really specific with it, so let's say you want more money. Then maybe visualize yourself doing the things or creating the things that are going to generate income for you. So maybe it's a career change. Maybe it's more transactions if you're in real estate. Maybe you're a team lead and you're visualizing more people on your team producing, or the people who are already on your team, you're visualizing them getting a bunch of stuff under contract. Things like that. Like, what are the actions? What are the things that you actually need to have happen in order to create that money? So if you want better relationships, maybe you're envisioning sitting down with one person in particular and having that perfect conversation, having the right thing to say all the time, and being funny at a party, whatever it is, right? But get specific, because when you get specific about what it is you're trying to create, it creates clarity in our mind. And the cool thing about creating clarity on our mind is it takes us to the second thing of why visualization is so important, is because it creates alignment, energetic alignment. See, there's things that we think, I want more money. And then there's things that we feel, I don't deserve more money. See, and when we're out of alignment, then we tend to tread water. We don't really make progress. We may or may not regress, but we tend to tread water when we're not congruent, when we're not aligned between our head and our heart. And so by visualizing, it helps us get aligned. Like, this is what I really want. And we begin to believe by visualizing that future success, that future perfection, whatever you want to call it, by visualizing that, it starts to integrate with our belief systems. It starts to integrate with what we truly feel and believe is possible for our lives. So by visualizing, we are now getting clear on what it is that we want, what we're looking to create, and it helps us get aligned between our head, I want this, but I don't feel it. It allows us to get aligned where we say, I want it and I know I can get it. I believe I can get it. So once we know what it is that we want, and we're aligned energetically with getting that thing, we believe in our heart that we can go do it, then that takes us to the third thing. It puts our antenna up. Now we're focused. We're fixated on like finding the opportunities, because now we're like, no, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. I believe that it's going to happen. I believe that I deserve this. And so our antenna goes up. This is where the law of attraction really kicks in. See, I do believe that there is an energetic field out there. I do believe that we can tap into that energetic field. I do believe to a certain extent we can actually impact that energetic field. That's kind of the woo-woo part. I get it. You don't have to believe me. But regardless of that, what I think the real power from intention, the real power of the law of attraction comes from the fact that our antenna's up. Now we're looking. Where's another real estate transaction? Wait, I heard somebody talk over here. They're talking about real estate. What? Oh, wait. Oh, my friend mentioned that they might not want to rent anymore. Wait, what? And we start to do things that we know we need to do, following our greatness tracker, making our calls every single day, doing the things that are consistent, because we're like, this is something that I really want to do. We have our antenna up. We're paying attention. Where's those deals? Where's those deals? Where's those deals? Where's those deals? Where's the team members? Where's this? We're focused. We're fixated. And that is what draws it to us. Now, it might look like luck even sometimes, but I would argue that it actually has nothing to do with luck, right? And it has nothing to do even necessarily with attracting. Sometimes I think it does, but really, I believe that we are surrounded by all of the possibilities that we need in our life to create the life that we want right now. All of us. We have them all around us. The problem is our antenna might not be up. So if our antenna isn't up, we're not picking up the signals. Somebody says over here, I'm thinking about selling a house, in a conversation, and you don't even notice it. Somebody says, oh yeah, I'm kind of done with renting. And you're just like, yeah, renting sucks. And you don't pick up on the fact that, oh, that means they want to buy. See, we miss these opportunities when our antenna is not up. So by gaining clarity around what it is that we really truly want, by then creating alignment between our head and our heart, we get our antenna up, which ultimately then brings those things to us. That's the law of attraction. That's how intention works. And so that's why I wanted to share this with you today. And I'll wrap this conversation up with this. Not really a conversation, more me talking, I guess. But I'll wrap this convo up with this. Yes, I do believe that the law of attraction, I do believe that if we get energetically aligned with the universe or whatever it is, I do believe that we have the power to literally attract things to us, and we can actually bring more stuff to us. Is it true or not? I don't know. But I have a book right here. It's called Quiet Mind, Epic Life by Matthew Ferry. And in that book, he talks about some really interesting stuff. He talks about how our belief systems affect the way that we act. So he doesn't know, in this book, he says, I don't know what the afterlife is like. I don't know why I'm here. But when I choose to believe this thing or that thing, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel stronger. It makes me more accomplished. It makes me do more. So if I get to choose in the disempowering belief, or I can choose to believe in the empowering belief, why wouldn't I just believe in the empowering belief, regardless of whether it's true, regardless of whether I can prove it or not? Why not just believe the thing that's empowering? Because it's going to move me forward. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And so I choose to believe that we can literally attract things to us by becoming energetically aligned with what we really want, a belief that we can do it, and putting our antenna up. Things will magically start to come to us. So once again, I would love to hear your feedback on this. I'd love to hear your stories if you've practiced visualization and how it has helped you in your life. Or once again, if you think I'm full of crap, go for it. Put it in there. Let's start the actual conversation. And the last thing that I'll say is if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Let's get this channel out to more people. Because at the end of the day, I think the more people that are talking about this stuff, right, wrong, or indifferent, the better off the world is going to be. So thank you so much for joining me. Here's to your journey in our world, my friends. Make it a fantastic day, and I will see you soon.